All right, can you hear me? All right. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Strategy 703, the one and only gelatin of gaming, and the coach of your intern Milotic. This is for the ASL All-Star Showdown League, and this is my draft recap for Season 2. Decided to do a face cam, just like put my face cam up. Why not? Who cares? We're doing stuff. It's cool. We're experimenting with OBS. But yeah, so many people were interested, at least in the league, when I was going to be putting up a video. So, surprise, here it is. So this video is going to be about the mons that I drafted, why I drafted them, my hopes for the season, things that went wrong, basically just a draft summary sort of thing, you know. And yeah, so without further ado, let's hop over to the team builder so you can see the team yourself. So the way that this works, this is a UCL style draft, Gen 7 as well, although not typical Gen 7. This is not GBA standard, whatever. This is UCL tiers, so standard Smogon. A panel of 7 people basically determined what mons went and what mons were banned, or what mons went in what tiers, whatever. So there was a lot of changes. There were a lot of mons that went into tiers maybe they shouldn't have. There was a lot of but the vast majority of them were in the right tier, I think, because I was on that panel, so I did help contribute some of the votes. But in the end, so for like that's how it is. It's a really cool format. I'm really excited to see how it works. But there's no divisions. It's 3 mons per tier. You face every team in the league once, and then top 6 make it onto playoffs. Yeah, top 6 of the league. So this is pretty competitive. A lot of familiar faces, a lot of people that I've faced in different leagues, but also some pretty new ones, like people that I faced in off-season project for this very league that I'm doing now. Because this is, so this is really exciting, and the draft plan that I had, especially for OU, because my OU pick was super good. I was 3rd overall for the OU draft because it switched every single time, but I was 3rd overall, and for the first pick, I picked up Scizor, as you can see on the screen right there. Like I said, this is UCL style draft, so when you pick the Mon, you also get the Mega, as long as it's in the same tier. But you only get 1 Mega. As you can see below it, I also got Altaria, but I'll get back to that later. Last year, the champion of the ASL, the person who won the entire thing, had a Mega Scizor Heatran Suicune Core. And it became, and he used it in a few other leagues, and it just became the point, like, okay, this time, it makes more sense strategically to get this Mon to hamper someone who might want it for a core and make my own core, because Mega Scizor Altaria is an amazing core, and I don't see it enough, but it's fantastic. Just Mega Fairy Dragon Steel right off the bat. Scizor is a great defogger. Technician makes it so good with Bullet Punch, even like not against Tapu Lele, because that's allowed in this league. But other than that, like I can still go for what freaking Metal Claw if I want to. But it gives me a defogger, it gives me U-turn, it gives me a really, really strong choice bander. It gives me something that I can switch into for fairy type moves or psychic type moves. Immunity to Toxic. Scizor's a staple, but it was so for 3rd round, people might have been questioning because there were a lot of really good picks on the board, like Magirna was there, and Tapu Koko, Tapu Bulu, Tapu Fini, Tapu Lele. I'm not gonna go over the Ultra Beasts that were banned because I don't think that's really necessary, or anything, whatever. But so my first 2 picks was Scizor, and Mega Altaria is my Mega. It gives me a cleric right off the bat, Fairy Dragon Steel Core, like I said. I can hit setup from, well, I can only use Dragon Dance, but I got Special and Physical Fairy, which is huge because Fairy is so good, but Physical Fairy is like the rarest thing ever, and then being able to also do that with Special Fairy, Slurpuff can kind of do that, but it's not really that good, or not nearly as good as Altaria is. Altaria can be bulky or it can be offensive, which is amazing. I think it's one of the best Draft League Megas because it's so versatile. Like, it's even more versatile than like Venusaur or Sableye or whatever. Especially now that Sableye got nerfed and whatever, it gets the first turn Pixelate boost as well, which is awesome. Or first turn speed boost, sorry. Of course, I actually picked Altaria third. What I picked up second is Landorus Therian. Wow, Luigi. I wanted that U-turn pressure. I wanted to get some Intimidate, and I needed a Rocker badly because these three together were not going to get Ross. Like, these two didn't get Ross, so I needed a really good Rocker, and you can see the person who I chose first in UU down below. But anyway, Landorus Therian. So I got a U-turn core now. I got Intimidate. I got Ross. I got Earthquake. The one thing about Landorus T that sus is that it doesn't get really good flying stat besides Fly. But I do get Knockoff, which means I don't have to run Knockoff on Scizor every single time. So I have that sort of optional. But I have Ross. I have a Defogger. I have a Cleric. I got Fairy Dragon Steel, and I got Intimidate. So right off the bat for OU, because of my position in the draft, I was really happy with what I got. So moving on to UU. UU was a little bit different. I was later in the bracket, unfortunately. Where was I? 6th from the bottom, so 8th pick, 9th pick? 9th pick. Okay. I was 9th pick, which is unfortunate because I wanted Cresselia. And Cresselia got sniped. Like, the only Mon that I was, like, really, really, really banking on was Cresselia, and it went 6th. So that really sucked. That really, really sucked, to be honest. Especially considering, like, I accidentally sniped a person who I collabed with before the draft. So, again, I'm really, really sorry about that. But it was a panic pick. I needed that Levitate. I didn't know what else to go for. I saw on the board, and it was just, like, brain fart. But at the same time, Hydreigon's amazing. Hydreigon is fantastic. Amazing Scarfer. It hits so hard. There's so very few things that just like to come in and take a hit from Hydreigon. In its tier, or in a lot of tiers, to be honest. Like, one of the few things that really can is Cobalion, and even then it's Flamethrower against Earth Power. Whatever. Actually, one of the few things that can switch in on Hydreigon happens to be Mega Altaria, which, guess who has that right there. But it gives me even more U-turn, but more importantly, it gave me Levitate, which was, like, I had Landorus, but at the same time, I didn't want to just get destroyed by Mold Breaker Drill or something like that. It also gives me a pretty big fairy weakness now. Like, Scizor can resist it, but a really strong fairy type like something like Sylveon, even though it did get nerfed, like something like Sylveon or Gardevoir specifically can really put a lot of hurting on my team. But the next Pokemon that I picked up was Galvantula. The Silvally was last. But Galvantula, Webs with Scizor is great. Webs with Altaria is even better because it can just sweep. That's pretty simple. Compound Ice Thunder, really nice. It gives me Volt Switch for my Volturn core. I was planning on getting maybe Jolteon again just because I'm so comfortable with it. Or something else like what else did I have in mind? I'm trying to think. Maybe Elitros, that was also on my mind as well. But we went with the web pressure of Galvantula because Galvantula is just amazing. I've wanted to use it in League for a while. I know it's fantastic, and I just want to be able to prove it. Last round, it came around, and I got this thing without any problems. I actually kind of got I kind of ruined my own draft plan by picking Galvantula, which is kind of weird to say because I was actually thinking I was going to pick up Araquanid. It didn't go drafted, so technically I still could if I wanted to, but I still want those webs, just because I don't like my team right now isn't super duper bulky besides Altaria. But anyway, I decided to pick up Silvally. In the league that we're in, we're allowed to pick up 3 different plates for Silvally, so I went with Fire, Ice, and Ghost. It gave me like he had really good coverage on all of those typings. It gave me a spin blocker. It gave me just fighting. Fire stab is really really nice, and then ice stab is really really nice as well. It gave me more versatility, which is something that I liked because I had Altaria, but I had kind of Landorus, but at the same time, Silvally is like, oh, I can be the jack of all trades, physical attacker that you need. It's also my first Gen 7 Mon of the draft, and I wanted a Gen 7 Mon, at least one, if not 2, before we said goodbye, or before we started the season. So, Silvally, this was something people might be surprised that it's UU, but honestly, its move pool isn't that impressive, to be honest. It doesn't get recovery. It doesn't doesn't get recovery. It doesn't really get priority. I don't even know if it gets status. Like, 1 second. It has really good moves. Don't. Oh yeah, it does get Thunder Wave and Toxic. It can U-turn as well, which is nice. But at the same time, like, its best things are going to be like if you run Draco Meteor, and again, I already have 2 dragon types who do it better. So that's that. That's UU, and now we're going to be moving on to RU, where I basically said I want my Intimidate core. I would like a spinner because my Scizor is not going to want to really be a spinner. It's going to want to be more of a defogger. And with that, I picked up Hitmontop, round 1. Again, I was at the lower end of the draft for round 3, and that's, yeah, I was like 3rd from last, so I didn't even get a shot at Minior, which was something that was definitely on my radar because Minior being an RU was crazy. It was so good. It should not have been an RU, and I still maintain that to right now. Even after like not even getting to see it do anything yet, I still believe that it's UU, at least. But here we have Hitmontop. It gives me my Intimidate core between Landorus and it. It gives me a Technician core between itself and Scizor. It gives me a Rapid Spinner. It gives me more priority with Mach Punch. And Bullet Punch, of course. It gives me Strong Fighting Stab, which is really important. It gives me another knockoff user, which means that Landorus doesn't always have to run knockoff or whatever. Just really solid, nice and bulky. It's not going to be going down very easily with just a few hits or whatever. So that helps with my bulk. Again, I'm kind of susceptible to fairies right now, but we're going to fix that later on. Second of all, I picked up Serena. I didn't really need a second Rapid Spinner, but I wanted another Grass type. I wanted a Grass type. That was why I picked up Serena. And Rapid Spin was kind of just the Astra. So, Serena, I mean, it's good. It's definitely good as a physical attacker, but it's only a physical attacker. Its special attack stat is horrendous. Like, 50 is bad, but it's pretty good. Like, it can U-turn as well. I have so many U-turners on this team, so I can pivot around everybody. But, like, Play Rough, High Jump Kick, and Drop Kick are, like, the only 3 moves that I'm going to use because they're all physical moves anyway, and then Rapid Spin or whatever. That's all I really need. And then, you know, we got Synthesis. I can run screens on this thing. I can run Toxic. Whatever. Pretty nice. It's again, this is something that's I'm hesitant about it. I might trade it for Sceptile because Sceptile's still on the board. It gives me more speed. It gives me like special grass types, which I might need a little bit more of. But right now, I want to see Shakira and Asha before I trade it away. I don't want to judge a book by its cover, and I'm not saying it's bad by any means. Like, look at its defensive stats. Like, there's like base 98 for both is still pretty good. And then 120 attack is nothing to laugh at. Like, it's better than Hitmontop at hitting things hard. So, moving on from that, I wanted to go for more bulk. And I needed a bulky water type because, that's just standard league. So I went with Alomomola. Alomomola, I was hesitant again because Gastrodon was in NU because that's just how it's tiered on Smogon. So I picked Alomomola because I was worried about Gastrodon not going. At the end of the day, it actually went like last round of NU, which was crazy for me because I think I would have actually picked up Aloe if that hadn't happened. If I picked up Gastro if that hadn't happened. But I picked up Aloe instead. Regenerator's so nice. I can wish past the heck with this thing. It's another cleric if I want to go offensive Altaria. It's just so bulky. That HP stat is ridiculous, and I can Regenerator it out however much I want. It would have been nice to get a Regenerator core, to be honest, but I think I'm happy with just Aloe as a Regenerator mon. At this point, like, I don't really need anything else right now because, like, what? Well, my options would be like Tangela and NU, which I think, judging from the piss that I have right now, I don't think I would have wanted Tangela. But anyway, the mon that I picked first overall in the round of NU, moving on to NU, sorry, is Smeargle. Now, I completely understand that Smeargle is horrible. Like, its stats are bad. But what this gives me is Spore. In fact, it gives me everything. It doesn't give me rolls per se, but it gives me access to every single little, like, nifty trick. If I'm not confident in having a good enough stab, I can run this thing as a setup beast with Focus Sash. Stuff like Geomancy, Power Herb, Smeargle is a thing, and well, not Geomancy, but goodness gracious, because in Smogon you can't pass more than one stat, so obviously not Geomancy. Although Geomancy, Technician, oh goodness, like, I don't know. I can't remember what. Let me. Oh yeah, Boom Burst. Boom Burst is one. Geomancy, Technician, Boom Burst. Well, Technician doesn't take into account of it, but Geomancy, Boom Burst is still a thing. Stuff. There's so many options with Smeargle that it's kind of hard to actually say what those are, if you know what I mean. But I thought this was a pick that it came down to, like, I can't not have something for this matchup because I have Smeargle to do something utility-wise. It's better than Mew in that sense. That it's better. It just has all the options that Mew wishes it has in terms of, like, sticky webs if I don't want to bring Galvantula, or Toss of Spice if I don't want to bring Garbodor, or regular Spice, or it can be my Statusar, it can be my Final Gambit, sacrifice the heck, and then do whatever. It can be it can be something like an Agility Mon, where I just pass Agilities to the next Mon and go for sweeps. Like, it can be that kind of thing. And it's gonna be tough with Smeargle, but I was very excited. I wanted to be able to try it out, and I'm happy that I actually got it. And then, sorry. Moving on, we got Garbodor. I was originally gonna call this Mighty Number 9, but I changed my mind. This gave me a Fairy Resist, which I really needed. It gives me Toss of Spice, gives me Spice. It gives me Strong Poison Stab, which is always nice. It gives me Explosion if I want to use it. Aftermath is really, really good. Something like, it gives me stuff like Haze, but it was more so for, like, Spice, Toss of Spice, Explosion, Strong Poison type versus Fairy, and just overall really consistent in NU. So glad I got that. Didn't really even need to try that much. And then my last pick was really it was really difficult because it was like choosing between a psychic type or a really good. What are my options? I can't. Yeah, I was having a bit of a dilemma basically between a good psychic type and a good rock type. That's what it was. Like Archeops was on my mind. I had a penchant for Cradilly, to be honest. I was kind of thinking I wanted to get that before I got Serena. Regirock was definitely on my mind, of course. Rhydon was on my mind. Not even Relicanth. There was a lot of things that were going through my head. Probopass was another one, but then there were psychic types like Beheeyem and Musharna and Gothitelle. Not Shadow Tag Gothitelle, but regular Gothitelle. Stuff like that. Heck, even I was considering Xatu for Magic Bounce, but in the end, I went with Beheeyem because it hit the hardest out of everything. With Analytic, its special attack set is nuts. It gives me Trick Room. It gives me a Calm Mind Sweeper if I need it. It gives me Life Orb and Choice Specs on this thing are nuts, completely, absolutely nuts. And I'm looking forward to using it this season. So I've kept you guys long enough, but overall, my thoughts on the draft were, it didn't exactly go as I planned after OU. My OU picks are perfect. I'm completely happy with how that all went. Like, absolutely elated. After that, things got a bit dicey. But at the end of the day, I still got a really good team that I'm excited to use. Again, it's like Serena is like the one thing I'm like meh about. But even then, I'm sure like it's still pretty good, and I want to be able to use it before I make any judgments on it. But other than that, that's the team. That's how it all went down, and it's awesome. And I'm excited to do my best during the season. So. Thank you guys for watching. I will leave a link to the ASL channel in the description below for you guys to subscribe to if you're interested in seeing some of the matches this year or some of the videos that they post. But yeah, so without further ado, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all next time. Peace.